Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Creator Etiquette. I'm Gigi, the host and founder of Host of Influence, and I cannot wait to get into this episode, which is all about, is it right to buy followers on the internet? And furthermore, should you purchase verification? So without further ado, let's get into it, because I do have some spicy hot takes on whether I think it's justified or not justified. And if you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss anything I'm talking about in the creator economy and how to build your business as a content creator. So to hit the ground running, let's dive into the general question of, is it okay to buy followers, and why do people buy followers? Recently, I have gotten into Reddit, and I really have never been on Reddit before because it's been a very scary place for certain, influencer snark pages. They freak me out. So I don't like to go on them. But I will say I've Googled myself or typed myself in on Reddit and nothing bad has ever come up. So really, what am I scared of? I'm just kind of stopping myself. So anyway, I decided to take a deep dive into channels like content creators, UGC, social media management, TikTok, influencer marketing, just to kind of see what people are talking about and what they're saying. And a question that kept coming up that I kind of was thinking about a lot is, where can I buy followers? So buying followers is still very much a thing I guess people are doing in 2026. And it made me think, is it a good thing to do? Is it a bad thing to do? And why would somebody do this? Why would they try to fabricate building an audience? And from a psychology perspective, it makes perfect sense. They want to be perceived as somebody with a certain image or a certain amount of followers, because to them and their self-worth, they feel like they need followers to feel worthy of a brand deal, to feel worthy to speak on a public stage, to feel worthy to go to a content creator event, to get gifting from a brand, to this, to that, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on. So it made me think, what is holding you back from just getting yourself out of your comfort zone and accumulating that audience through authentic content and storytelling, and instead trying to take a shortcut by buying followers? And if you're listening, I would encourage you to kind of use that question to journal and think about, fundamentally, why did you start creating content and what has resonated with your audience? And if you were brand spanking new, starting over from zero, believe me, I've been there. I have not only started my own account, and this goes for literally Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, Snapchat, and is that all the platforms? I don't know. And I had a podcast. So on Instagram and Facebook alone, I started my Gigi Robinson account. I started a podcast account that I had for a couple of years that has been dormant for years now. The Host of Influence account, a Creator Etiquette account, a Zeke and Trixie account. So that's literally 5 accounts that I have started from zero. Now, the Host of Influence account is also brand new. I got the handle 2 years ago when I created the business, but I have never really posted original content on that page. I've just cross-posted it from the It's Gigi Robinson account. So I myself am at this place where I'm like, I don't have many followers here. How can I deliver value and help people? And in reality, the audience I accumulate on Host of Influence is going to be different than that of It's Gigi Robinson, that of Zeke and Trixie's account, that of eventually the Creator Etiquette account. And I just think it's really important right now to kind of start thinking about the fact that everybody starts from zero. And if you just want to take the easy road, you can do that to be perceived a certain way, but it's only going to work for so long, because the second that a brand comes along and asks for your audience analytics and demographics, and you either have bot followers or followers from a different country, you will not really be considered for a USA-based influencer marketing campaign. And to some brands that matters, to some it doesn't. I would say to the brands that it doesn't matter to, it usually has to do with where they're going to boost the content and what kind of budget they'll spend on that. But that is a whole topic for another video. So make sure, again, you smash that like and comment button and ask me things that you want to hear in the future that I can do in other videos. Now, here's where I want to get a little spicy. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing if you buy followers, because eventually, if you buy that first 1,000 followers, again, not telling you to do this. I personally would not do this. I've never done this. But if you do choose to do this, here would be my plan of action afterwards. And the reason I'm talking about a plan of action afterwards is because I believe it is fundamental to always have a long-term vision in place. And if you haven't heard me speak about this before, I really went into depth in this in the intro to Hosted Influence videos. So make sure that you go and check those videos out so you don't miss any of my mindset here, because a lot of what I'm talking about with creator etiquette in this show is all about creator mindset. If you don't have the mindset to push through the days where your content has 0 views, gets 0 likes, 0 shares, I'm not saying that it's going to ruin your engagement forever, but I want you to always think about the mindset of why you started and what your ultimate goal is. Because if you buy those first 1,000 followers or hundreds of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers, I don't even know how it works. If you buy that and you don't have a plan to make sure that you're getting press, to be creating consistent content all the time, you're just going to have an account with dormant followers. And that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, who are you going to sell to and how are you going to build a business around it? And if you don't know the answer to those, I would encourage you to reverse engineer before you make that decision. So now I want to specifically talk about buying verification, because that is actually something you can definitely acquire if you get yourself into the press. And there's a couple ways to do this, which I will go into more depth in another video. And I know, yes, in this video, I'm telling you to go watch a bunch of other videos. That is because every single video is all about mindset and specifically going to teach you frameworks that I have personally developed over the years and gotten multiple accounts verified across every single social media platform the right way. I've never paid for a blue check, and I never will pay for a blue check, because I believe in earned media. I believe in getting yourself into the media for the work that you're doing. And again, if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing on the internet, you will not get placed into a story in the press. So you're going to have to go wait for that video, because that one is going to be probably the spiciest and one of the most valuable ever that I'm going to post to this channel, because I've been featured in hundreds, like literally hundreds of media mentions: Forbes, DigiDay, Glamour, Allure, Vogue, Business Insider, you name it, I've been in it. The only two I actually haven't been in is the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, and those are ones that I really do want to try to get in, but also I don't really care that much, because it doesn't really it doesn't really matter for the purpose of why I'm getting in it in the first place. But also my goal is just to help and to serve people. And so when journalists approach me to answer a question for them, it's usually because I have posted something about it that they can reference and link out to, in addition to getting my expert insight and advice on. And that is the way I need you guys to start thinking about every single piece of content, making it so deliberate that you can be referenced as an expert in your niche or field. And look, for Zeke and Trixie as dog influencers, are they going to be listed as experts? No. Guess who is? Gigi Robinson is going to be listed as a dog mom and creatorpreneur behind the Zeke and Trixie account, garnering this amount of insight, building a career literally for her dogs, making passive income as a side hustle business on top of the content creation business that I already have for myself, on top of my consulting business with Hosted Influence. I mean, that is the way I will be getting press for my dog's Instagram account. And I promise you, if I can do it, so can you. And so if you want to buy the verification and the check mark, you can buy it. It's available now. I think TikTok won, Instagram Meta verified. And look, I'm not going to judge you for it, but I honestly do not think that is the way to actually get verified. And it's going to expire at some point, or you're going to be locked into paying whatever fee monthly until forever. And what is it getting you? It's getting you vanity. I don't really care about that. I care about protecting my work, and the blue check does symbolize that. So I understand why people buy it and why brands would buy it. But if your brand is notable and big enough, and if you've been mentioned in the media, I can guarantee you that you will get a blue check eventually. You just got to be a little patient. And look, I was creating content starting in 2016. My blue check on Facebook came in 2021. My Instagram came in 2021, and then TikTok came in 2022, Snapchat came in 2022, Pinterest came in 2022, YouTube came in 2022. So everything kind of snowballs on top of each other. I know I kind of already talked about it, but I personally don't always think buying followers will affect your reach long term. Again, it's what you do with it. And if you made it this far in the video, you probably are thinking a lot about this subject too. I personally would never do it, but to each their own. There's constantly giveaways and things like that that are happening, and chains of brands trying to get you to follow them, creators trying to do giveaways with other creators to gain more followers. And look, like, that's a great strategy and it works for a period of time, but eventually people go through and then they clean out their Instagram. They're like, oh, I'm following so many people, I'm seeing content I don't want to see, and ultimately the followers will leave. That's how I'd assume these bot followers that you're buying will do. And also, all of these big platforms like Meta, TikTok, LinkedIn actually have teams internally that work on removing bot accounts if you do try to buy followers on your account. And if you're like caught buying followers on this account, allegedly you can like lose your blue track, lose your account, get it suspended, all that stuff. So it's just something to think about, because I guess it happens. I don't know. I wouldn't know, but this is just what I hear. Another question that I wanted to dive into is buying the blue check or buying followers to get access to features like going live or like getting additional support ever worth it? I think, yeah, like if that's important to your business, yes. Otherwise, like, consider the actual raw expense. If you're paying $15 to $30 a month for the entire year, is that expense worth it for your business? Assuming you're taking it as a business expense and not a personal expense. Honestly, I don't go live very often, so that feature is kind of irrelevant to me. It can expose poor engagement, it can expose great engagement. I think the best kind of engagement is when you post something that your audience loves and you see how much they really love it, or if you post something that your audience hates. Like, for example, I'll even call myself out. On the Gigi Robinson account, for a while, I wanted to grow it because I was working on repositioning myself as like a thought leader in the creator economy, getting, speaking on stages, doing all these things. And I'm like, okay, yeah, people know me as that on other platforms like LinkedIn, but posting about that on Instagram, where my audience knows me for chronic illness advocacy, female empowerment, kind of this like girl boss lifestyle, posting about trends in the creator economy is usually not going to perform as well. So that's why I also was like, okay, Gigi, you finally have to start making Hosts of Influence a priority. I got Hosts of Influence verified through organic press, and it's crazy because the account only has like 300 followers, and it's like, how did that happen? It happened because it got mentioned in Forbes like 3 or 4 times in the past year. It got mentioned in DigiDay. It got mentioned in all of these other big press things. And yes, at this point in my career, I do have contacts at Meta. So I said, hey, here's all my press links. Is there anything you can do to help me here? And then they helped me out. However, the first time when I was getting my Gigi Robinson account verified, I did the same thing, but I didn't have a contact. And one day I just woke up and it was there. So it still can happen that way. The reason I brought this up is not related to the verification, but it's because my audience does still specifically want lifestyle content from the It's Gigi Robinson page. It does not want creator economy insights. That is why I am prioritizing growing and scaling the Hosts of Influence page to be its completely own space for all things creator economy and how to grow your brand as a content creator. And through this show, Creator Etiquette, you will be learning so much. So I'm going to be posting tidbits on Instagram. You can find me at Creator Etiquette and Host of Influence on Instagram, obviously also Gigi Robinson. At the end of the day, the Creator Etiquette Instagram page is specifically going to have all of the clips from the podcast on there, and the Host of Influence page will also have that, but it'll have additional information. So just stay tuned for the Gigi-verse of accounts and content, and most importantly, go and follow them so that you don't miss a beat. So that is all I have for you today. If you found this video interesting, please comment some interesting things below or questions that you want me to answer. I'm also going to eventually be opening a creator hotline for you guys to call in and talk to me live while I'm filming the video so I can answer your questions in real time. But in the meantime, I will just be doing this through comments and DMs. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us when you have unique questions that you want my opinion on and you want me to answer. For now, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching, and make sure you like and comment and subscribe so that you don't miss a beat in the creator economy. This is Creator Etiquette, sponsored by Hosts of Influence. I'll catch you on the next one.